How to create an options menu. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome you back to another Android Pre-K tutorial. Today's tutorial, we're going to focus on showing you how to create a basic options menu inside your application. That way, when you press the menu button inside your virtual device or your hardware device, you'll actually get a menu that comes up. I'll show you right now. Inside your application, you'll be able to hit the menu button. You'll inflate a menu, and then you'll get your items, however many items we decide to set up. We might add a couple more, and I'm going to show you how to set up an icon inside your menu items, and I'll also show you how to set up a submenu inside your menu items. That way, when you select it, another submenu will come up. It's not going to have any control beyond that. We're just going to show you how to create a menu inside of your application. So without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, what you need to do is you need to have an application, or you need to have a project already started. You should do that now if you haven't already, and also you should create your virtual device. But what you need to do first is we need to set up the XML code for the menu, and what you need to do is create a folder called menu to hold your menu in. So you just right click on the resources folder, go up to new, go over to folder, and just create one that named menu. Just create one named menu. And just click finish. Now we have our menu folder inside of our resources folder because the menu is a resource. Alright, now what you do is you just select the menu folder and go over to your Open a Wizard to help you create a new Android XML file tab or button, whatever you want to call it, and we'll get the new file window that pops up. And the file is going to be named test underscore menu. And you can see that the name of it is going to be test underscore menu. What type of resource would you like to create? We want to create a menu resource, and it's going to be inside the folder resources menu folder. And then you just come over to finish, and you can see inside of our menu folder, inside the resources folder, we have a test menu XML file that we just created, and this is what's going to hold all of the code for our menu as far as the items and the submenus and stuff like that. What we can do is you just select it, make sure it's highlighted, and then we just come over here to add, and we want to add an item to it. And you can add a group. We'll go into that in a different and further. You can add a group or an item, and we'll go into this into another tutorial. But for right now, we're just going to add an item inside the menu, and this is going to be the first item right here. So, it already has an ID. Once it's created, and all we need to do is just give it a title, and the title is what's going to be displayed inside the menu box. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll just say that this one is option A. Yes. Alright, cool. And then we'll come over and add another one to it. So if it's already highlighted, it'll ask you if you want to add a sub menu into it, but we'll do that later in the tutorial. So because it's right here to create a new element inside the selected element, item 1. No, we don't want to do that. We want to create a new element, top level element, and that's going to be the menu inside the main. That's going to be an item inside the menu. So what we're going to do is we're just going to select that, and then we're just going to add another title. You can see the ID is already set, and the title is right here. And this one is going to be option B, and we're going to do the same thing again. Just add another. This one is going to be option C. Then we're going to add another one, and this one is going to be option D. Alright, you see we have all our options set right here. And if we set it up, if we had the code for the inflator already set, then this would display all 4 of these items. This would be the text that would be displayed inside those menu items when the menu was inflated. Just like when we started the application and you seen these 2 pop up, you would see all 4 of them for the A, B, C, and the D. But for right now, we have a little bit more code that we need to add to it. Alright, and as you can see, we have the items set, the IDs already set, and we already have the titles already set. And for right now, all we need to do is just add some code to the Java for the menu inflator, and we have everything basically set right now. So we need to save this, and now we need to open up, or you should open up your activity Java file, go up to your source folder, go over to the package, then open up your Java file. And now we're going to add the code for this now. All we need to do is we need to start it off with a boolean. Let's just type in public boolean. And we're going to give it a on create options menu code. So we'll say on create options menu. Then we'll add the parentheses. Gives us the closing parentheses, but right now we'll just type in menu named menu, squiggly bracket, enter down, gives us the rest of the bracket. And now this is saying that we need to import menu from the Android view, so that's what we're going to do. And then we'll see what else we're getting right here. Oh, my bad. We need to override this. So type in override. And now it must, because this must return statement either true or false. So what we need to do is go down to here, enter down, and just say return true, semicolon. Because it's a public boolean, and a public boolean needs to return a value. It's normally return true or false, and for this case we're going to return true. So what we're going to say is menu inflator named inflator equals get menu inflator, parentheses, close parentheses, semicolon, enter down, inflator dot, and we're going to come down here because what we want to do is inflate the menu resource menu, and this is the one that we want to use. And what we just have to do is just like any other resource that you call up, put r dot, and you can see that we have a menu resource, so we can call that up right there. And then you can see we have the test menu that we just set up, this file right here. This is the menu resource that we want to use when menu inflator is inflated. So when they hit the options menu, is going to call the on create options menu, and then it's going to return all of this. From the public boolean, it's going to set it to true. And if we set this to false, then it wouldn't give us anything. But since we set it to true, all of this is going to happen. And the inflator is going to inflate this menu resource that we set. And then we just need to come over here, because we're getting the error that we need to just add a semicolon. And then we can save this. So now when we hit the menu button, all of this code, the menu inflator, is going to inflate this resource right here. Alright, cool. So now save this. Set yourself up a configuration. I already have one set up, so I'm going to just debug mine. And let's see what happens when we go to our app. My virtual device should be restarting right now. A good piece of advice is whenever you decide to try to develop some apps, or you think you want to develop some apps, just like I said in the first tutorial that I ever made, the first thing you should do is just start up your virtual device, because this normally takes the longest to start up. So as soon as I think, you know what, I want to try to make an app, or I want to make a tutorial, or I want to just mess around with some code, I just go open up a virtual device and then get everything set up, because these normally take the longest. So that's a piece of advice that you should probably use. But now the application started, and when we hit the menu button now, it's gonna call on create options menu, and then it's gonna inflate, and it's gonna inflate from the resources, and these is gonna pull in these items right here, and you can see we have options A, B, C, and D, and you can name them whatever you want. You can change it to whatever you want. And then each of these can also have a submenu, but your submenus cannot have submenus. So now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to set up a submenu. That way when you click one of your menu items, it actually takes you to another menu. And there's going to be a floating menu like you've seen when we first started the tutorial. But let's get into it. Okay, cool. So now what you need to do to create a submenu, you need to come back over to the menus folder, go back to your test menu XML file. It should have already been open, but I'll show you how to set it up. And you can add it inside of here if you want, but I'm going to show you how to do it the easy way. Alright, we're going to add the submenu to the first item inside the main menu. And all you're going to do is just select the item and then just go to add. And you can see now we're going to use this one, create a new menu element in the selected element item 1. Yes, we want to create a submenu. Alright. Alright, and once you have your submenu added, now we just need to add items to this submenu. And the submenu isn't going to have any properties because it's just going to say menu. We're just going to add an item to it. Yes, we want to add an item. And you can see that once we add the item, new item, it already has the ID. We can just leave that set. You can change it if you want, but we can just leave that for right now. And this one is going to be submenu 1. And that's going to be the title that's going to come up when it's displayed inside of the floating list. And we're just going to add a title. We're just going to call it submenu 1. We come back and add another item. You can see the ID is already set like before. Add another title, and this one is going to be set to submenu 2. And you see that it's going to have 2 items inside the submenu for the first item inside the main menu. So you're going to have the main menu with 4 items inside of it, and the first item is going to have a submenu with 2 items inside of it. For right now, we have the submenu set. Just come back over to debug and wait for the application to restart. That way we can see our beautiful new submenu. Alright, our application is started, and now when we hit the menu button, menu is inflated. The main menu items are inflated and pulled inside of it, and then when we click this first item inside the main menu, we should get our submenu. And our submenu comes up with the title of the main item, of the main menu item, as the title for the submenu, and then we'll also have the titles for our submenu items, just like we just set right here. And the titles that we set: menu 2, submenu 1, That's what we just set up. And it's that easy. Probably add some more if we want to. So we can come back over here. We can add another item. This one is going to be called sub1. And then we'll add another one called sub2. Alright, then we'll just go over and save this. Press the debug, open up the app. Once it restarts, our new items that we added to the submenu should be inside there already. What we'll work on in the next menu tutorial is how to give the menu some functionality in reference to the main application. But for right now, we just want to work out the kinks of opening up a menu. So when the menu button is hit, the main menu is inflated, those items are pulled into it, and then if you have any menus inside of those items inside the main menu, those will be inflated also. And you can see it'll be set up just like this. Alright, and now that you know how to set up a submenu inside of the main menu, I'm going to show you how to add some icons to the main menu real quick. That way, when you inflate the menu, it's not just the blank text. I'm going to show you how to get some images up in there. All up in there, son. Let's go. Alright, in order to get the images in there, what we need to do is open up the menu XML file, and we need to go over to the main menu items. And then we just need to go down to icon, and then you just need to give it the path to whatever image you want to use. And we're going to use this icon image inside the drawable folder. So all we need to do is just set up the path. So we'll say at drawable /icon. And that is the path to this icon file right here. What we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this, because we're going to use the same image for all of the main menu items. I just want you to see how to get an image inside of it. And you can add whatever icons you want. You can download whatever icons you want to use and just put them inside the respective folders. And then you could just set the path inside the icon for your items, and then that icon will show up for the items. So we'll just go down to the next menu item and we'll just paste that code in. Drawable icon, we'll go down to 3, we'll do it again, and then for the fourth one we'll do the same thing, and then we'll save this. And as you can see, when we come over to the debug, we go back to our application. When it restarts, we should have the new menu. Alright, and now that the application has started, when you hit the menu button, when the menu inflates, haha, now we have icons for all our menu items. It's that simple. And you could use whatever icon image you want to use that's related to the application you're doing. And you can set it up for whatever you want, but for right now I just wanted to use this because I know everybody will have that image. But that's pretty much how you set up a menu, how you inflate a menu. You set up a sub-menu and you add images to your menu. Alright, so I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching the whole tutorial. Follow us online. Join us on Facebook, Android Pre-K. I'll upload any videos and extra files on there, aside from actually putting any code that anyone requests. Will be on the Facebook page. And also follow us on the Twitter, Android Pre-K. And also subscribe to the channel. Leave as much feedback as possible. Let me know how you like the tutorials, or if you didn't like the tutorial, or any way that I can improve these tutorials. That way you as the viewer will get the most out of all of these tutorials that I'm putting up. I'm glad that you watched the entire video, and definitely I hope you learned something right now. Other than that, till next time, make some apps, enjoy yourself. 1.